So it's somehow already July. I don't know how to feel about that. Time is a human construct. I don't even want to get into that. But anyways, hi! I feel like it's been a while since I filmed a video. I don't know. I already had to start this one over because I didn't know what I was saying. But I'm going to be participating in my first tag. I think it's my first. I'm pretty sure it's my first. If it's not and I'm a fat liar, sorry. But I'm pretty sure I'm not lying. So this is the historical tag started by Kirsten at This American Girl Reads, which, by the way, go check out her channel. She's pretty great. But what she did was she came up with questions based off of different historical characters. Not all of them. There are 8 in total, so it's going from the original 3 to Kaya. And she invited people to add their own questions based off of the later historical characters, which I don't feel as if I know the stories and the characters well enough to come up with the questions, mostly because I have not finished a single full series, I don't think. I'm trying my best, okay? That's a goal of mine this year, is to get through the stories, but, you know, it takes a while. So I'll just be doing the questions that she came up with. And while I'm doing that, I will be attempting to multitask, wish me luck there, by dressing some dolls into summer outfits. See me looking over here, my laptop's over here. I wrote down the questions as well as like cliff notes of my answers, just so I have something to reference so I don't go on and on and on about nothing, because I tend to do that. It's a bad habit of mine. I really need to stop. I'm literally doing it right now. I'll go ahead and put the questions in the description in case you want to do it. I think you should. This is pretty fun. I say that and I haven't even started it yet, but just coming up with the answers. Pretty fun. Let's just get started. Gonna have to excuse the doll's nakedness. It will be brief, I promise. Here's Leah, the girl of the year of 2016, and one of the few dolls whose name I actually kept, so good for me. But I will be dressing her in her beach dress. There we go. Okay, so the first question, which is based off of Molly, is what doll or item is absent from your collection? Not necessarily your grail, but the doll or item that would fill a void. So for me, the doll that would fill the metaphorical void would be Marisol, the girl of the year 2005, because she is one of the few character dolls that AG has made who's Latina. And I myself am Latina, so it is very important to me. I don't think AG has made like a specifically Puerto Rican doll. If they do, I will freak out. Yeah, Marisol being a Latina and also from Chicago, like, hello, literally me. She's a very special meaning in my family because my grandmother, that was her first and only American Girl doll. When she came to Chicago on a visit from Puerto Rico, she saw Marisol and, like, flipped. She didn't have a chance to own a doll when she was younger. Not American Girl doll specifically, because the company did not exist when she was a kid, but just in general, she grew up quite poor, and even more than that, grew up not really seeing, herself represented in toys and media, or barely any at all. So she saw Marisol, and she got her, and I remember the last time that I was at her house in Puerto Rico. Marisol was on a doll stand, just chilling on my grandmother's vanity. I unfortunately don't know where the doll is anymore. My grandmother passed away a year ago, I think, at this point. I don't know where the doll is anymore, but I would love to add Marisol, my own Marisol, to my collection. Was that answer cheating? I don't know. I mean, she is my current grail doll, but I guess my all-time grail would be number 4. Just because I think it'd be cool to have her. Not that I'm banking on ever adding her, honestly. I would really love to add Marisol one day. But here is Leah in the beach dress. I believe the bracelet is actually from her accessories, but I just added it because why not? Okay, let me tell you, this is already going way better than the first time I tried to film this. So the next doll we have here is Melody. I renamed her Eden. And I will be putting her in Melody's play outfit. So the next question is based off of Kirsten, and it is, what languages do you know? How did you learn them? Was it easy or difficult? So as I've stated like 50 million times at this point, I am Puerto Rican, and so I do know Spanish. I don't speak it very well. It's hard for me to put together a sentence in Spanish with the different conjugation rules, and also what's el versus la based on if it's masculine or feminine. It's just, it doesn't, something about it doesn't click to me. I can understand when, sorry, hold up. There we go. I can understand when people speak to me in Spanish, though. I just can't respond in Spanish. All through elementary and middle school, I took Spanish classes, and then for 3 years in high school, I took Spanish as well. So I know quite a bit about the language. Just when it comes to me speaking it, I'm not very confident in my ability to string together a sentence. I did speak Spanglish growing up, and I think that's what I still primarily speak is Spanglish. I swear in Spanish when if I drop something, if I run into some sort of inconvenience. Yes, I'm one of those. I learn languages. I learn just the swear words of languages. Obviously I speak English, but it's like English, Spanglish, and then Spanish is like the languages that I speak, and Spanish is more so, if you talk to me in it, I will understand. I just cannot respond in that same language. But this is her and her play outfit. It's really cute. So here is Mary, who is a Mary Ellen doll. And I will be dressing them in newest outfit, which is the 2-in-1. So the next question is based off of Samantha. And it is, have you ever given a doll as a gift? And if you had to give a doll from your collection, which doll would you give? So just address the first part. Have you ever given a doll as a gift? Yes, I have. When I was younger, me and my sister would give each other dolls, since like that was back when we were both like heavily into different types of dolls, like American Girl, yes, but also like Monster High, Never After High. I recently gifted a Barbie doll to my little cousin. That was the first time in a while, just because most of my family members are like around my age, a little older. Not very into dolls anymore. So the second part is, if you had to give a doll from your collection, which doll would you give? Immediate thought was Kavi, who is right here. She is such a comfort doll to me. I love her so much. I don't know, I think just like the strong emotional bond I have with her, I'd hope that someone else, if they had her, would feel the same way. And like her story wise, like she's a theater kid, and I mean, I hang around a bunch of art kids. I went to an arts high school. Like I'm one of those people, and I am an ex-theater kid myself. Plus, like her story discusses like mental health and ADHD in particular, which I think is pretty cool. This was the first one I thought of, but then I also thought of Addie because it's Addie, and not only is she a beautiful doll, but her stories are so important and very, very good. Oh, her wig is so nice. That's not the point of this, but I feel like, especially in the current state of the world and the whole thing on Instagram about her hashtag being hidden and certain people's desire to erase history, I feel like a doll like Addie is so much more important than ever. Just keeping her story alive, a history prominent, because it is important. As heavy as it is, it's important to stay informed. So here, look at them. They're so cute. Either Kavi or Addie. My final answers. Honestly, of the new release historical outfits though, like this one's my favorite. It's just so cute. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Speaking of Addie, here she is. She does not have undergarments on. I have yet to get her some. Sorry, girl. I will be dressing her in her summer plaid. Felicity's question: what is something missing from the historical books that you wish AG would address? The answer is so much. I think it would be interesting if they did something based around Puerto Rico. Am I biased? Most definitely. But also history of that island and its connection with the US. There's so much. In today's political climate, with all the racism and bigotry going around, it seems people have forgotten that, hey, Puerto Ricans are American citizens. I think it would be very interesting to explore that and have a story about a Puerto Rican girl growing up on the island and kind of the struggle of identities of being technically a US citizen but not exactly feeling like it, not being treated like one. Maybe US citizens but can't vote in elections. They don't have representation in the House. Would I ever think AG would address something like that? Nah, but a girl can dream, right? Have the AG Plus discussed gentrification at all? I also feel like that's something freaking lazy. I don't want to have to untie this, so let's just see if I could just... Oh, never mind. We're good. Yeah, something about gentrification, too. Like, doesn't have to be specific to the Puerto Rican community. Just people of color in general. I think gentrification as a topic is especially important because it's something that's still going on. I'm seeing it in my own neighborhood today. Again, I don't think AG would ever address these things. Maybe because of how relevant it still is. I don't have high hopes that they would address any of these things, quite frankly. Yeah, but remember how I literally just said it's important to stay informed? I think toys and dolls are a great way to teach that to kids, you know? But will they? With the way that the company is going now, I feel like they're giving so much more attention to the Truly Me line now. It's just... My poor historical girlies, I love you so much. But anyways, here's Addie in her summer plaid, and she looks stunning. Here is a newly tightened Charlie, who's my Julie doll. I wish I could put her in her summer skirt set. Alas, I don't have that. I instead will be putting her in Kira's outfit. Because I like this outfit, and I don't have Kira because I don't need Kira. Moving on to Addie. Speaking of, if you could change something in the world to make it better, what would you choose? So much. I mean, it'd be easy to, like, say, give people more empathy, or more sympathy, or at this point, a freaking soul. I said I would make people more sentimental. I feel like we take a lot of things for granted. If people had the perspective to just kind of stop for a moment and realize that all moments are fleeting. I'm not trying to get all, like, existential dread, like, one day we're all going to die, but, like, nothing lasts forever. Yeah, you won't be sad forever, like, this time will pass, but the happy moments will also pass. All moments pass. And just the little happenings like that. Seasons change, they'll come back, but they'll also leave again. Where the hell is the other shoe? There it is. And maybe you can expect what the weather will be like, but you won't know what experiences you'll have then, who you'll meet, who you'll be with. So yeah, even though you'll have another summer, and it'll be hot, and everyone will be like, let's go to the pool, let's go to the beach. Who are you going to the beach with? Who are you going to the pool with? Will you go at all? Each moment that you spend is its own special moment. Even if the timing of it is, you know, just like another summer break or another holiday or something like that, you know? And I think in the greater scheme of things, that would help put more things into perspective. Just the fact that, I mean, this is our lives. And we all want to have, you know, fun, fulfilling lives with people we love and everything. So why are we going to deny people that? How are we going to make life more difficult for people? This crazy, beautiful life that we have the privilege of experiencing for the first time. I don't know. I generally believe that if people just took a moment to just kind of stop and breathe and recognize the intrinsic meaning of their experiences and how much it actually does matter to them, I think we treat each other a lot more kindly. We realize that time is fleeting, but these moments do mean a lot. And why would you want to deny someone that? Anyways, here's Charlie in Kira's outfit. It's really cute. Next up, we have our favorite underrated queen, Miss Claudia Wells. And I will be putting her in her travel outfit. So, next question is based off of Josefina, and it's, have your dolls brought you any healing? And for me, I'd say they brought more comfort than healing. My immediate thought when reading this question was the pandemic. Being trapped in this very room. I hadn't even finished my freshman year of high school before the world shut down. Stressed about everything. It felt like the world was burning outside my window and all I could do was just sit here. But then I rediscovered American Girl dolls, and I went back on AGTube. I ventured for the first time onto AGIG. Very comforting to kind of relive my childhood, I guess. A lot of nostalgia, bringing my girls out again, but it also gave me something to focus my energy on. Gave me something to look forward to outside of school. school, which is online school, and my shoulders were always hurting from hunching over my keyboard. I was sick of looking at my screen and gave me headaches, and it was just not a fun time. So to get back into something like dolls where I could just like mess with their hair and dress them up, and because I love dressing up my dolls, it's my favorite thing to do, which is all very comforting for me in a time where I desperately needed it. Something to revert energy and something else to occupy my thoughts, not the state of the world or schoolwork. I guess less healing for me and more just a comfort. And they continue to do that now in college when I'm stressed out about school and work. I have my dolls to give me comfort, and I love my doll time. Here is Claudie in her travel outfit. She looks so stinking cute. I love her. Here we have Joss, girl of the year for 2020. Speaking of 2020, look at me with my transitions today. Let's go. But yeah, this is Joss. I renamed her Margot, and I will be dressing her in her little beachy outfit, the one with these pants. We will be going on to Kit's question, which is, if you could write a historical mystery or commission someone to write one, who would you focus on, what would it be about, and thoughts on the subject. This is fun for me because I am a prose writer. I write short stories. This is very bare bones, but I'd want to do one with Claudie because I think she needs more stories. And since she's kind of growing up in the Harlem Renaissance, I think it'd be really cool if she like discovered a poem or a piece of artwork or something, and she's like, wait, who is this? What is this? What does this mean? Just like trying to find the certificates and the artists, and she kind of goes around Harlem and is like asking around and just trying to like, it would be really cool if she would find places that the poem talks about, or like if the painting's like a collage of different landmarks and she'd find them. Insight on the creative artistic process, maybe. She can end up finding the artists and they can talk about their inspirations, which would be a good way to like talk about people like Langston Hughes, for instance, who was also writing during the Harlem Renaissance. Yeah, I'm focusing a lot on like it being poetry that she finds, like piece of poetry, because I'm pretty sure I just said I'm a writer. Could also be a visual artist as well. Hey, for just coming up with that Claudie story on the spot, literally just now, because I meant to go back and add a note in under that question, but I apparently I forgot because there was nothing there. But I'm quite proud of myself for that one. Oh, she's so cute. I mean, here is Margot with her little bracelets, I think, are these from her accessories? I haven't dressed her in this in a while, so this is really nice seeing her like this. Right, and for the last question, so sad, we have my McKenna doll, Nat, and I will be dressing her in Penny's picnic outfit. Kaya's question, which is, what is the bravest thing you've ever done? And I think for me, genuinely is asking for help for my mental health. I don't think I really talked about this explicitly before. I don't have any problem saying it. I have been struggling with severe anxiety and depression since like I was in middle school. It got really bad over the pandemic. Like I said, it was quite a lonely, stressful time, and I didn't really have anywhere to expel this, like, all this stress, and so a lot is kind of built up. But I was able to go to my parents and say I'm not doing okay. That's why I started therapy. And more recently, I actually ended up going on medication for my anxiety because it was getting very bad. It was hard. It was hard to deal with. It was distressing, honestly, because it was a horrible feeling to be so nervous all the time. It felt like ants were constantly running underneath my skin. I just like could not escape this like rushing thoughts, and my heart just like always felt like it was about to just explode out of my chest. And for a long time, I was pretty averse to medicine, but, you know, I got to a point where I'm like, yeah, I need something. I need some extra help. It hasn't been a year. I say it'd be like 9 months. And the change. It wasn't a magic cure or anything. Like, I still get anxiety. It's just a lot easier for me to take a step back and realize, okay, what is stressing me out? What is making me feel this way? What can I do to help relieve this feeling? Which I was not able to do before. I would spiral hard. But now I'm able to kind of take that step back. And I think that was very brave. It was very scary. It's always scary asking for help and starting new medication as well. But ultimately, it's a decision that I'm glad I made. And I'm doing so much better now. Still something I'm working through. I just want to make that clear in case anyone's watching this and maybe in the same boat thinking, oh, maybe I should start medication. It is not a cure. It won't just magically solve everything. When my doctor explained it to me, she said it was kind of like a life jacket. Like, it'll help, like, keep you afloat, but you still have to do the swimming. You know, you still have to kick yourself to shore. And you know what? The shore is looking so much more clear than it has for a while. So I'm very grateful for that and proud of myself for working through this. It's something to be taken seriously, but at the same time, it's a bit embarrassing to ask for help, which do I blame society for? Partially, but that's not the point. I think I'm the happiest I've been ever. Maybe that's also not saying a lot considering I've only been alive for 20 years, but you know what? We don't have to look too deep into that. Let's just ride off the sentiment, ride off this high, and show you Nat in Hetty's outfit. She looks so good in it. She's wearing the hat and necklace as well. I never did cut off that tag. It's kind of bothering me, so maybe I will. But we don't have to worry about that right now. Look at her! I love this. But with that, we have wrapped up the historical tag. So thank you very much again to Kirsten for creating this tag. Again, I'll put the questions in the description in case you want to make your own video or even answer the questions in the comments. I'd be very interested in seeing your answers. Let me know which outfit was your favorite that I dressed my dolls in. Thank you guys for watching, and see you when I see you. Bye!